what we're doing today is we're having an open house at Arboristbutiken, which is, you've been here before in a previous episode. As you can see here, we have a little bit of a poster on the door for the app. I guess we're gonna be demoing it a little bit, talking to people about random gear, other stuff. Here's my dad, you've met him too before. So let's see how it goes, if anyone shows up in this weather. Okay, so we've been doing stuff here all for like 2 or 3 hours. There's been a couple of people here. We've had some like confectionaries, whatever you call them, coffee, that kind of stuff. But I wanted to show you quickly what it is that we do for marketing in the store, because as you know, the last time we were here, we were talking about a lot of the stuff which we do to market towards this audience, so that's part of it. So we got a couple of different things. First of all, we got this here, which is like a TV that shows a little bit of an intro of the app. You know, I made this video. It's actually my voice speaking, so people over here listening to this stuff probably get to hear me all day.
After the onboarding section, you will be taken to either sign up.
Yeah, pretty cool. Then we have this big ass poster on the wall where you can also see some information, like, you know, we got the risk assessment part, there's a QR code if you want to download it, so looks pretty good. It looks the same on the outside as well. Then by the entrance here we have a couple of business cards like that, where you can get a little bit of a text, and at the background in the back there's a QR code. Yeah, so those things are right by the entrance, so whenever you come in here you get to hear about those things automatically. But then we also have another factor, because they send a lot of orders out here every day. There's, you know, probably like 10 15 orders, something like that. So in every one of these orders, let me switch around again, we have these little things, and what this is, it's just like a little flyer. So it just shows you, you know, if say this is the order, this is the package, whatever, just take a flyer here, just take one of those flyers, put it in the order, and then people will be told about Arbster when they order. Let's see if this takes off. I think we have right now, as of today, 6 trials, 2 active like paying subscriptions, and like 60 downloads. So it's about a 10% trial start rate. I think that's a little bit low. I think we should probably be at like 25%, but we'll have to make some tweaks to get that updated. But yeah, this is what we've been doing today. Weren't that many people, but not a bad start. Or what do you say?
It was good. I think it was a good day. People were driving from far away to get here today, so we're pleased with the show we had.
So we had quite a fun little launch event at Arboristbutiken, and it was just a little bit of a soft launch, as we're gonna do some updates before we do the whole proper hard launch, so to speak, where we really market it. So after this I got home, sat down and decided to edit some shorts. I've been part of this now YouTube short community, where it's kind of like a selection of people in the EU. I think it's 200 people right now, and I think they randomly choose a couple of people, and then you get to apply, and then you can be part of that community, like they'll give you tips, etc. So I'm really gonna try focus a little bit more on doing short form content now. One, because it seems to be very viral, like it's so much easier to reach people with it compared to these long form videos, where it doesn't really seem to reach people on YouTube to the same extent anymore, especially not for smaller creators. So I've been trying to do a little bit of like relatable coding, fun memes, and a little bit of informational shorts. So I sat down to edit one of those. I think I cranked about 7 out. I had filmed these the day prior, so I really just had to edit them. And this is quite quick in Final Cut Pro. It takes probably 10-15 minutes per short, so really not anything which is very time consuming. So I spent probably 2 hours in the afternoon doing this, and then I decided to move on to coding.
Okay, so it's about 2:30. That was the first part of the day. Now we have a couple of different things we need to do. We have some coding. Our app was rejected by Apple, or the app update was rejected by Apple, so I'm going to show you how we fix that. After that we have some gym and some more code to write. So let's sit down at the classic computer and we'll get to fixing the bugs.
Okay, so we're in the office now, and we have this little development environment. As you can see, my app that I submitted to Apple for review, and this was just an update, so it wasn't really anything major. It doesn't really impact the app itself. But I got rejected because of this. So it uses the True Depth API, which is what you use for AR, and that is because I'm working on this thing where you're going to be able to identify the height of a tree just using your phone. However, that's not done yet, but I still included that API in the package that I sent to Apple. So all we need to do really is just to make sure that we exclude that one from it. So we're going to head over to our pubspec.yaml, and we're going to find the one that's called ARKit, and we're going to comment that out so we don't include it. And we'll just include it later. And then we're also going to head over to the toolkit page, and we're going to make sure that we go to the tree height page, which is this one, and we're going to exclude that one. We don't want to show them the safety module thing, so we'll exclude that as well, and that we do on the accounts page. But first of all, let's remove that dependency, and then we head over to this one, and okay, perfect, and now it's excluded. So now it should be no problem to build this app again for iOS, submit it, and then we should be good to go with the update. So we're gonna go ahead with that, and we have a couple of things we're gonna do. We're gonna continue working on this toolkit page after we've uploaded it to Apple, just because we want to be able to measure the height of a tree with AR, all that kind of good stuff. So should be quite interesting. But before we do that, we're gonna go and we're gonna add all of this to Git, like so, and then we're gonna push that as well. Okay, I'll see you when we get to the other part of the coding. Okay, so let's continue. We are back in the office. Now I paid someone on Fiverr to do a little bit of an addition to this, because we're gonna add a toolkit section to the app. It's gonna look like this Arborist toolkit, where you're gonna be able to find some stuff like a tree height estimator. That's the whole AR thing that I talked about before. And I actually started working on this yesterday, and I've made some progress. For example, we have this tree diameter calculator thing, so, and the log weight calculator that looks like this. So we do have some of the features, however it looks pretty bad. So I paid someone on Fiverr to redesign it, and we're gonna go for something that looks a little bit like this look. Like the diameter calculator, the log weight calculator, and we're gonna go for, I think it looks better the way they've designed it to Fiverr. Add a little bit of an icon, but we're still gonna keep that green app bar, I think. So we're gonna make some changes to that, and then after that we're gonna add some knots, and I guess that's gonna be a whole different project because we need pictures and all that kind of stuff. But that's what we're gonna be working on now. We're going to the gym at like 5 o'clock and it's 3:20, so let's see how much we can crack on in like an hour and a half. I spent an hour or so working on this according to the Fiverr designs. Before I had this kind of basic layout as you can see on the screen right now, but I wanted to add some nice features like a little icon on top. I wanted to be able to convert it, for example, because we're gonna have some users use the metric system and some users use the imperial system, and we want to be able to convert it so that someone can input in centimeters, inches, feet, whatever they want to do. So I made that whole logic. That was a little bit complex in the code, but I managed to figure it out. And after this I actually went to the gym, had a real good session. It was quite full. I was gonna film. I'm thinking about if I should start filming more in the gym. I kind of want to, because I think it would be fun and like showing the different sides of this whole grind. But at the same time, I don't really feel good filming when there's so many people, because people don't maybe feel comfortable being on camera, on like some stranger's camera especially. So we shall see what happens with that. But I did that, came home, had dinner, and then we got to the evening, which is kind of like a Sunday night ritual thing where I do all of this kind of stuff. I was done with dinner at around 7:30, and then I sat down to do some more work. I had some more stuff to work on in regards to the whole calculator, specifically how converting metrics from centimeters to inches, so I managed to work that out. And then I also added a log weight calculator that you can use in order to calculate how heavy a particular log is. I used a couple of different tactics for this. One is just that I do all of the calculations in kilos and meters, and then I just convert it to like the other whatever weight metrics that you may want to use. And I actually added quite a lot of different types of wood in this. So I found some kind of database that has density for all types of wood. So I added this to the calculator, so now you can pick between like hardwoods, ivory, softwood, all kinds of stuff. So I think that turned out really good and much better than I expected, because I was just expecting to have like hardwood, softwood, and that was it. But we have all kinds of wood in that calculator now. So that will be coming in the next update of the app. Quite exciting. The next thing that I always do on Sunday evenings at around like 8:30 is that I plan the next week. So I have this bullet journal where I reflect upon the past week, and I also plan the next week. I find that this really helps me stay motivated, and it also helps me keep track of all of the stuff that I need to do instead of just doing sporadic things. And I found that my life has been so much more organized and also present after I started journaling. So this is something that I would like to do every Sunday night, just to be prepared for the rest of the week. And it can be high and low. It can be like, I feel good about this, I feel bad about this, I gotta look out for this on Monday because there's something happening, like I'm looking after the dog or something like that, or anything random like that. And I think that is really nice, like not therapy, but almost like a little bit of a therapy session at the end of every week. So I can really recommend trying it out if you haven't tried it yet. After this, it's always protein time. We gotta get that protein daily, especially now when it's summer and we're eating less calories to get shredded. So I always finish up with some protein. At this time it was like 8:30 in the evening, so that's just a quick one. After this, it's time to kind of like rewind, sit that back, relax a little bit. So I sit down to watch some Netflix. Don't really do this often. I'm not really a fan of series or anything like that, so I watch some kind of documentary now on Netflix, which I thought was quite interesting. It's about the whole 9/11 conspiracy theory thing, quite recommendable. And after that, it's just time to get ready for bed, read a little bit of a book, and after that, it's lights out at around 11 o'clock. And that is it for today's video. If you like these types of things, then leave a comment down below. And if you want to continue following along this starting a startup series, then feel free to subscribe down below. It's completely free of charge, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.